Hey guys, it's Casey with Accidental Homeschoolers. Today I would like to talk about how I handle record keeping.
Every change has a reason, baby, let it come to you.
So currently in the state that I live in, I am only required to, of course, inform the state. I have to keep an attendance log. There are certain subjects that it would like you to teach, and I'm supposed to give an end of the year test. So a lot of the stuff that I do, I'm not required to do, but I do it because it's beneficial for me. It keeps a record of what we've been doing. You know, no one could ever say we didn't do anything. First, what I usually have is a planner. So I like to keep a planner only because I can't remember everything. So I like to just write down what I do day to day, or appointments, things like that, where we're going, just basic. I like a planner that has months on it. And then I also want it to do a breakdown of the day. Just in case I have a lot to do. This one helps with the schedule. It has a list for to-dos. It has notes. What are my top 3 things I'm going to get done in a day? So this helps keep me organized and keep me on track because there's a lot of things going on. If you homeschool, you know what I'm talking about. We are required to keep an attendance log, you know, the days that we do school. So my planner helps me with that, as well as my lesson plan book. So I usually buy one every single year, and I actually do it in reverse. I don't necessarily plan, you know, my whole entire week, this is what we're doing, because stuff happens. And it's actually easier for me to use it in reverse, where I can write down, you know, this is what we did. So I break it down by subject, and then my days go across, and that's how that works best for me. The thing with lesson plan books is they're usually blank. There's not a whole lot that they put. So here in the back, you can decide how you want it to work best for you. Do you want to put the subjects? Sometimes they don't have anything at the top. Go to a teacher resource store. You can find these online and flip through and decide, you know, which one has the look that you enjoy, because you're gonna have to stare at it all year. So you want something that's appealing, something that you enjoy, something you're actually gonna use. Have you ever gotten a planner that you hated? I have, and I never used it, or I threw it out and I got a different one. So say we go on a field trip or we go somewhere interesting, I like to put it in my plan book. I staple it in, I put the tickets because that has the day that we went. Brochures, the maps. We went to Mount Vernon last year. Last year. I can't even remember anymore because of COVID, but I can tell you we went way before that. So this was his first grade year. I'm going to show you his first grade year, and then I'll show you this year. But we went to Mount Vernon, so I put that inside. We went to another historic place, and I put the map. What I was given was a map, and then I had my receipt, which had the date on it. So I staple it in. So that way you can't say that I didn't go anywhere. I miss those days. I really want to go see some more things. Hopefully soon. Then I also keep a 3-ring binder as a portfolio. So in my portfolio, I keep a copy of his test results. Last year was the first year that he was required to do it. So I put his test results in here so that it's documented. Anything else we did some pockets on Plymouth Colony. So everything that he did, he put inside. These are things that I want to look back on you know, farther into the future. I want to be able to remember those times that we had. And also, I think he'll enjoy looking back at what we did. And I'm sure others of you, maybe you keep these in a box somewhere on a shelf, or you keep them in file folders in a cabinet. But I'm sure everyone is keeping like examples of their kids' work or the fun things that you did. Also in the portfolio, I keep artwork, writing samples that he did. We really love doing the Junior Ranger programs everywhere we go. So I always put his booklet inside to document when we went, so he can look back on that. Keep samples of his work from the beginning of the year all the way through till the end. I want to see the progression. I always put the date on the top so that I could remember. And it's also documenting, you know, when he did that. I kept copies of his spelling tests for fun. Also, something that I do to keep track of memories is we have a Fujifilm Instax mini camera, and it's just fun for him more than anything to take pictures throughout the year, and then he tapes them inside on a piece of paper, and then that way it's kind of like a yearbook. I know there's a lot of moms that use Shutterfly and they actually make these amazing yearbooks, but I'm not that cool, so this is how we do it. This year I got a different lesson plan book. I saw it at Target and I thought, oh, this will be super cool. It's an Erin Condren teacher lesson plan book, and I hated it. I am sure that it is made for somebody. It is not made for me. I don't have time. I thought that all the stickers and the really cool things, it also had a calendar, like a planner inside, and I really thought it was going to be super awesome, and I hated it. I don't have time to doodle and to put stickers on stuff and color, and I don't have time for that. So honestly, it was a big pain. If you have one of these and you loved it, please comment below, because I would love to hear about what you thought about it. But me personally, I didn't like it. But it's definitely made for somebody. So in it, I am going to finish using it this year, because for the money, I don't want to just throw it away. But honestly, like you've seen in a previous video, I'm going back to the old tried and true teacher lesson plan book that's super easy, no, you know, not a lot of color. The one that I got for next year actually has some color in it, which I'm kind of excited about. But this is just too complicated for me. I also like to write notes at the bottom of the page, like what kind of day we were having, or you know, how was his behavior that day? And that sometimes it helps me to be able to look back and correlate, like, oh, did I give him too much sugar that day? Is that why he was crazy? So just stuff like that. I like to have documentation. I like to take notes. That's just how I am. So then, of course, for this year, same thing. So on the front, I put, you know, his name, his grade, and the school years. I always write it down the side of the binder. This is his 2nd grade year. You can get super fancy with these things, but again, I'm not that cool. So in this year, of course, we have he went and spent some time with his grandparents. So they brought me things back so that I could put in here. He was able to do another Junior Ranger program. That was a lot of fun. So he get another badge. We're trying to collect them all. Hopefully we'll see. Maybe in a few years he'll have a lot. Oh, if you do Junior Ranger programs at national parks or state parks, please comment below, because I would love to see who else's family utilizes that resource. I got a few loose pages in here that I haven't put in. I started doing book reports like this for him. So every single book that he reads, he does a mini book report that just, you know, helps guide him, author, setting, summary, characters, his favorite part. He draws a picture. How many stars would you give it? So this just helps keep him organized. And I put the date, of course, and I put him in here so we can keep track of how many books he read. Also, again, taking pictures and taping them in here. And I just keep, you know, from beginning to the end of the year. That way I'm not stuck with this like large stack of papers and things at the end of the year and I have to sift through it. I just pull things out like every couple of weeks just to throw in. The Good and the Beautiful, if you buy the spiral bound book, I just pull out the pages that I want, put the date on them, use my 3-hole punch and stick them in here. I definitely like to keep samples of his handwriting so we can see how it progresses. He looked at his K4 portfolio the other day and he was like, wow, I've come so far. So it was really nice for him to see like what he started with and how he's doing now. Now, of course, if you have multiple children and not just one, it might be a little difficult, but with each line, you could just put each child's name and write across what they do. You could get really creative with it. You could make it simple. You could use just a plain old notebook if you wanted to. And I know I have a friend who is an adult and she was homeschooled as a kid, and I was talking about this, and she also lives in a state where this is not required. There's really no documentation required, and I was telling her what I was doing and she's like, yeah, that's great. Like my mom did that too, and now there's like 13 binders for me and 13 binders for my sister in my mom's basement. And I guess if you had a lot of children, that might become cumbersome. But you know, when they become adults, they move out, you know, you could give it to them and then it's not in your house anymore, maybe. But I really enjoy this because it gives us a look into the past. It's fun. He really enjoys it. So I hope that helps a few of you if you had no idea where to start on record keeping, or if you don't have to and you don't do it. I think that's great. This is just a habit that I have. It's something that I enjoy doing. I like to be super organized. I like to have documentation. And if you're not required to do it and you don't like it, don't do it. If you enjoy it, I bet you go above and beyond what I do. But I hope it gave you a little insight, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Please like and subscribe because that helps my channel out a lot, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Every change has a reason.